Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Hi, Glorious E, Patricia Epperson, Chris Piazza. Going forward, I'm going to make some minor changes, so I won't be calling, when I introduce myself, I won't be calling names right after. I'm going to do it after. So if I don't call your name, well, like I usually do, I was doing some diagnosis on the channel. So some people, when they turn on, when they click on the video, they click off within 20 seconds. So I'm trying to see what's causing certain problems with the channel. Having said that, today we're going to talk about Vance. Yikes. I forgot to write down what the title of my video. But anyway, there is so much to talk about. It's unbelievable. We want to talk about Vance. There is a gentleman who is a former military. He fought in Vietnam. We're going to talk about him. I mean, the reason why I'm going to talk about him is because he is basically taking on Trump. So we'll talk about that. But the major news this morning, well, at least one of them, is how TPUSA basically went down in flame. And a statement that was made by Vance. Ash Gold button says Trump's decline in the news. Yes. Oh, thank you very much. I'm going to freeze it right here. Yes, Trump's decline. Oh my God, it's really bad. Hi, artist. Yes. Oh Lord. Artist says, horrible news in my school. Student's dad was kidnapped by ICE today as he was paying his phone bill. Lord, sorry about to hear that. Hardworking man, kid AP students. Stephen Miller doesn't care about any of that stuff. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let me keep this posted here. It's very sad what's happening to our country. And, as I have said before, Vance's direction for the country are not going to be that much different than what Trump and Miller and Viet, the path that, we are on right now. He's going to make some minor changes because his wife and his wife's family, and some people in his family as well. In fact, one of them is one of his cousins, who's a former military. I believe he was in the Marines. And I saw him on video once, and he was talking about the difference he had that exists between him and JD, and Trump as well, for sure. So, intuitively at that time when I saw Vance's cousin, I knew they were not the same people at all. It seemed like, although they grew up when they were toddlers and younger, teens, but now they are really different people, it feels like to me. From the same family, but we know how that works. Intuitively, I feel Vance is not going to be good for the country. He's pretty good at being arrogant. And given his, some people are lucky. And if you look at the astrological chart, unless you're intuitive, you can tell. I'll give you an example in a second. But if you look at the chart, those of you who are familiar with astrology, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you can tell if the person is lucky and how far they can go. And I feel that's what's carrying. I've never seen his astrological chart before, but intuitively, that's what I feel like saying. When luck is with you, okay, like Trump, but the end is near for him, intuitively, I feel. And JD Vance, he's lucky to be where he is, but he's not a very bright guy. And his arrogance, and that's what's going to take him down. Well, he's going to manage to do the balance of Trump's time without being impeached or kicked out of office. He's going to try to keep manage himself, and the Senate and the House intuitively, I feel, are going to keep him in check, because they don't want a repeat of the situation that they are in right now. And regardless of the effort, Rubio, Vance are putting out to capture MAGA. First of all, they don't have what it takes, the skills necessary to do that. That's number one. Number two, intuitively, like I've said before, and I put it the way I was getting it intuitively, I said by the time MAGA, or there's going to be a time, because of Trump's undoing, it's going to be a small percentage of MAGA that's going to be supporting him. Because on top of it, the Republican Party was breaking. The Republican Party is breaking. And if you watch what happened during TPUSA, the infighting, the racism, they hate Jews, they hate blacks, they hate everybody and themselves. So any organization like that, I don't know. Well, that's what Vance was trying to do, but he's failing. When he said, I for a second there, if I didn't know better, I would think I was missing something. That, some of us don't have to apologize for being white. I was surprised he said that, and that's why I decided I had to speak about that this morning. But intuitively, I feel him nor Rubio are going to be able to captivate the MAGA movement, because by the time Vance gets to the presidency, MAGA really is going to be a shadow of itself. And intuitively, that's what I feel, and that's my prediction. And yes, there's a very good chance that Vance will follow Trump. And because I made a couple of predictions, and because of I can confuse time, I couldn't decide which one would come true. But as we move forward, what I feel is going to come true is Vance succeeding Trump. And because, let me tell you why. Right now, the way they intended ICE, the plan they had for ICE, is not working according to what they wanted. So right now they are trying to readjust. And if you pay attention to the way they are deploying ICE and how ICE back off, because they did not expect the people to react. They expected everyone to just say, yes, massa, That's not happening, and it's going to get worse over time. But they are adjusting the way they are, how aggressive they get. And that's going to continue. It may get worse, but they have realized Trump is a figurehead. Like I said, I did not see him at the White House, and that's why I was getting it that way before he became president. It's because he's the figurehead. Rubio, Vance, Miller, Viet, and company, whilst these people are basically running the country. But the point I'm trying to make is, given the direction they wanted to take with ICE and the military, they sense that the military is not with them. And any country, in order for you to be able to become a dictator or have omnipresidency, whatever they want to call it, the military has to be with you. they've lost the military. And my prediction is they're never going to be able to recapture it, regardless of what X-Shirt says or anyone else. And totally, that's my prediction. This one, I'm firm on it. I know some of you think, oh, don't. No, they're not going to shoot on us. And the second reason is, the reason why they have to recalibrate what they do with ICE is because they don't have the military. Things are not working as they planned. So that's why things are changing, because if Trump declare the Patriot Act or something like that, okay, and deploy the military here, that was the only way, and totally I felt, or I still feel that way, if they deploy the military on our soil, they would remove Trump. That I'm certain about it. I know a couple of you said to me, well, there's no process for this. This is not what we do in this country. I'm like, I know. This is not what a lot of other people, but what people do in other countries either. But we are not living in normal time. But the reason why, and if that happened, from Mike Johnson up to Trump would be removed. And to believe that's what I feel, Grassley would be president. But as we move forward, given the posture of the military and how Americans are fighting back, intuitively, that is out of the question. So I'm not saying it's 100%, but at least a good 80% chance Vance will fill in the slack. The Senate and the House will put together. Mike Johnson will be gone. He'll still be in Congress probably, but he won't be the leader, the speaker. Like that, the House and the Senate will have control, or at least more control, and be able to exert their authorities, exercise their authorities the way they were designed to do. That's my prediction. And totally, I feel Vance is not going to contribute much to this country. Everyone, and totally, I feel my prediction is everyone around Trump are not going to look good after this whole thing is over. That's my prediction. I wish it would be different. I don't see this country turning around for anything better as long as Trump and Vance are in charge, or anyone around them. I wish I was. I hope I'm wrong. And our economy will continue to suffer, and things are going to get worse. And for us immigrants, who have done everything we could and keep the engine of this country going, Miller and company want to do away with that. It's like you have, a brand new car. You decide you had an 8-cylinder, very good on gas. I know, I'm saying 8 cylinders. It's because I know they can be gas guzzlers. The 12s are even worse. But what I'm trying to make is you remove the engine, you put a 4-cylinder in there. Okay? That's what basically Rubio and company are doing to this country. Rubio knows better. I don't know about Vance. I don't put my trust on him. And a couple of things that he has said, it seems like he's projecting things that happen in his family on others. When he called Representative Crockett a street girl, maybe he should look at himself. But let me move on to other things. But intuitively, the same thing, the diagnosis for Trump is the same. I don't know how many of you watched them coming off of Air Force One last night or Saturday night going to Mar-a-Lago. This is not good at all, my friends. That's my prediction. And Vance is not going to he's going to adjust things a little bit. His family are going to badger him. But he's going to be a failure as well. Okay. And I know Peter Thiel and company are waiting for him to give them some good news, but that's not going to work either. And Trump's decline is accelerating. I don't know how many of you saw him Friday night and Saturday. It felt like to me, I don't want to dwell on that too much. It felt like to me, I thought he was going to have a stroke while on stage, because I've watched a few clips. And after that, if you saw him when he got off Air Force One to go to Mar-a-Lago, his right hand, it seemed like to me, intuitively when I looked at him when he did that, it felt like his leg probably went numb. Not probably, that's what it felt like to me. And it feels like to me his right leg goes, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes not only numb, but go limp as well on him. That's why he was trying to, in some ways, from sitting down, he was massaging his leg. That's what it feels like to me. But things are not looking good for this administration. The next reference, like I mentioned, at the top, there's a Vietnam veteran. He suffered. I mean, of course, anyone who's been to war. So I mean, mostly like a Vietnam vet or any war. Even if you didn't go to war, like for example, since that's what I know, I'm following it online the best I can. You don't even have to be in a war zone. This is a low intensity, in Haiti right now, it's a low intensity war that's going on, okay? But the Haitian people who are going through it right now, they are all traumatized. So it's not a war, but it's a war that's going on. So never mind these people, how PTSD affects them. It's traumatic. Never mind someone who was in Vietnam or in Iraq or any of those conflict areas. In any event, I feel this gentleman, if he persists, I don't remember his name. I should have written his name down. He's an African American. And he says that he fought in Vietnam, Trump didn't. And he is unhappy by the way the Veteran Administration, the VA, is taking apart their VA benefits and any other support that they got to deal with their whatever ails them. I predicted once David is coming to fight with Goliath. I would not be surprised if that's the guy. For some reason, I feel like saying Holson. That's his name. I think I'll look at it again. I'll tell everyone tomorrow. It's important for me to do that. But the point I'm trying to make is he's made the newspapers. And I caught wind of it. I was reading it this morning. And intuitively, I feel he's going to, one of the weakest link, if you will, okay, one of the weakest things about Trump is he didn't serve. And he has nothing but disdain for our vets, our military service people. He just paid them lip service. This gentleman, I feel, is going to take him on those subjects and his policies, the way he's treating them. It's not only vets, but, to me, vets are sacred. They put their lives at risk. And then you promise them you would take care of them. And you change your mind. Or at least you're trying to lie to them like they do to the rest of us. It's not going to work. There's going to be consequences for that. And I think intuitively I feel this gentleman is going to succeed in bringing that to people's consciousness. what Trump and his administration is doing to our vets. That's my prediction. The last topic is about immigrants. I feel, like I said a little earlier, the DHS is going to continue to do what they are doing, at least for the next few months. I was reading a little while ago, besides all this is horrible news about his student whose father was taken by ICE. They are going to continue to do these things. But it's going to get worse for them as well, because intuitively I feel I was getting that this morning before I read Artis's post. I mean, I did not know Artis was going to post this, but the thing is, there is going to be an entity dedicated to investigating everything Norm and her lieutenants are doing. It's going to be different. I mean, I'm explaining it to you guys from my intuitive perspective. It may be a little different, just like I predicted. My guy was going to be, a small percentage of them will stick with Trump, okay? But I did not realize all the infighting, that's what was going to cause that. I thought it was because of what Trump is doing. Yes, that's part of it. But they have other things going on among themselves as well. But the point I'm trying to make is, thank you very much, Jordan Johnson, for your generosity and the super chat. I appreciate you. Very welcome. Thank you. Yes, there is going to be a whole different body that's going to be investigating everything that you see DHS is doing, because there is a lot there that we don't know about yet, that are yet to come to the fore. So, all the agents, unfortunately, just like our military people, I think our military, our soldiers will catch a break, because right now a lot of them are very worried. I mean, there are reports out there, okay? They are being ordered to fire on boats, all kinds of stuff. There are going to be consequences for that. But it feels like to me, because of the situation we are in and the way it's being done, they're not going to be treated as harshly as the next president. I'm not talking about Vance. Will either pardon them or something to that effect. But intuitively, there is going to be so much abuse on the part of DHS. I don't know how many of you heard. At least somewhere around 30 people died in their custody, and the amount of money. A lot of those companies, according to report, they are private. How much money they are raking in, I'm not surprised. Okay. My prediction is there's going to be a whole new body, different from investigating the Trump administration. And they can do whatever they want. Republicans can do whatever they want. The Republican Party is over. It's done. They can bring all the billionaires, trillionaires that they can to spend all the money in the world to get them reelected. It may make a small difference. I predicted 6 years ago, 5, I don't remember exactly. Some of you who have been with me for a while will remember. And I did not know at the time again, why I was saying that. After I said it, I'm like, oh God, you're really jumping the shark here, But it's going to happen. Most Republicans in the House and in the Senate will lose their seats. That's what's coming. So no matter what they do, they can. I was watching Trump, was that last week? There is a woman, I believe she is something Edelson's wife. I believe he passed, and she's a multi-billionaire. And she was saying that she would give Trump $250 million for him to run and stay and remain president for another term. Yeah, they can have as many of those people as they possibly can. And totally, I feel Americans are so disgusted. And the suffering, they haven't seen anything yet. I've seen some people suffer. We're not even close. But since we've never been here, or at least I think the 1920s, during the Great Depression, we had a pretty tough time in this country, but we are not near that now. Intuitively, Americans feel this is bad enough. They're not going to take it. My prediction is going to come to pass because I'm still getting it. There are certain things I can't explain to you, but intuitively, my prediction is most people you see in Congress right now and in the Senate, as the cycles go forward, as we move forward on time, I think that's the best way to put it. And each election, yeah, Republicans are, I don't know how many, it's 250 from each party, right? I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of election cycles, and the House, if we have 150 Republicans, that would be a lot. And a lot of them are going to be new. Democrats are going to take over the House. That's my prediction. Now, I have to caution. I have to make sure I'm not, I'm talking too much. I have a caution, okay? I did not see Trump in the White House because of what happened. Democrats were not paying attention to all the shenanigans. And I said that at the time, that Republicans were up to. And the same thing applies here. If they don't keep their eyes open, similar things may happen, because I'm sure some of you have heard that Musk has started the whole activities again. And right now, technologically, they have the advantage because of information that they have. Remember Doge, the way they were going scouring throughout our information that's available and what they've done? Those guys too, they're going to be under scrutiny under the next Democratic administration. Nobody is going to get away with what this country is going through today. Everyone will be examined, and if they committed crimes, they're not going to be doing like Bundy's doing, lying to judges and stuff like that. Yes, the Justice Department will be reconstituted or rebuilt, if you will, but there are going to be a lot of former employees that are going to be called back. It feels like to me, because they have the institutional knowledge. So they want to at least recoup as much of that as possible, because it takes a long time and we don't have a long time to train people and to mold them the way these people are and put this country back together. But intuitively I feel no one is going to get away with what they are doing today. And that includes Don Jr. and Eric. That's my prediction. And immigrants, that's what I was talking about. I'm sorry I deviated a little bit. When it comes to, we are going to continue to suffer for a while. Okay? Not until Miller is gone, let's put it that way. And I don't feel he's going to be in the position very long, because some people at the White House, this is affecting everyone. My example is, what is her name again? The spokesperson? Levitt? Caroline Levitt? I'm seeing it dancing in front of me. Okay? So, even her, well, not even her, her too has been touched. We don't know how many other people have been touched. There is great discontent among White House employees. It's not only the economy, but some people are sick of what they are watching on TV, and it's their co-worker that's doing it. But like I said, my prediction is there's going to be a new body, and prison and lawsuits, and some of those agents will be sued. I hope they enjoy. This is not going to be good for our country nor for them. That's my prediction. Having said that, okay. Oh boy. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. Carmen Donati says how long the house is going to be closed. The house is not closed. I mean, they went away for the holidays. They'll be back in January. The next shutdown is scary, but I feel they will, Congress will find a solution, because things are not looking good for them. And Mike Johnson is scared and unhappy, because he feels like, he put himself in that situation. Intuitively, I was looking at his picture this morning, and over the weekend I was thinking about what he's doing and what he's going to do coming the new year, okay? He's angry because he feels Trump put him in a very bad position. And some of Trump's saying did not help him, help Trump. So now he's angry at Trump. He's not going to tell Trump he's unhappy, but watch, we're going to find out. He's going to blame Trump for a lot of things that he did, but he can't save himself. He has low self-worth, okay? He knows he couldn't be there. He would never be in that position if it wasn't for Trump. And instead of saying, yes, you helped Trump, but you don't cross the line, he's all over the red line. And basically has trampled on the Constitution. That's going to come back to bite. And you know something? I don't know is he up for re-election? It may not be this time around. He's going to lose his seat. And someone else who's not going to be happy the way that he's treated? Justice Thomas. Watch. This is going to be bad. Thank you very much, Jesus Arias Jr. for your generosity in the super chat. There's Jesus says, Milou, do you see DACA being addressed in 2026? I doubt it. All we're going to get until this whole... Thank you very much, Marilyn Landis Adelson. That's the lady that said she would give Trump $250 million again as a gift. Well, and she looked my way. I'll take it. Anyway, DACA will be addressed, but not under this administration. Well, they have one solution: deport and mistreat immigrants. Period. Or you got to fight back. I can't see. Lawana Robinson says, hello, Milou, in chat. Oh, okay. Oh, no problem. Welcome. I thought that was a question. Let me scroll up. Oh, my God. Well, Odyssey is talking about his students, her father that was taken, unfortunately. I mean, I'm sure they have lawyers, artists, that can affect what happens to him next, because if you don't have anybody calling and looking for you, it's worse for you. And like I said earlier, in fact, a Haitian gentleman, I believe I don't remember, I think I know his name, but I don't want to say the wrong last name. I would refrain to saying his name, but a Haitian died in New Jersey. I don't know him, but I don't have to, and that was one of the latest deaths in DHS's hands. So let's see what happens. But I don't have my hopes high at all. I hope I'm wrong. Okay. Kaji and Hilaire Lynch says it takes one to know one. One street girl. Exactly. You forgot you are owed by. Yes. I agree with you. Oh my God. Forever and ever says, Amilo, did you hear about Nikki? Oh my, that's not a disaster. Yes, in fact, I wrote a note to talk about her, but I got carried away with some of the subjects. Like I said, there is never enough time to talk about everything that I cover. But I have her on my journal. Let's see, Nicki Minaj at the TP event over the weekend. Yes. I mean, it's just ignorance. She's done 4 in my book. She was never in my book. Yes, she's an attractive woman, but she wasn't one of my favorite people. Always has been a knockoff who got lucky, but her luck is out. Yeah, I think this has caused major damage. Unfortunately, it's lack of education. And I mean, she's not the only one. One of my favorite singers, she sung, I can't remember her name right now, guys. When I'm reading, it's very difficult to remember everybody's name. Or there are certain things, it's difficult, they're like fuzzy because I'm focusing on what I'm seeing and getting intuitively. She sings the song, I Will Survive, okay? She went to the Kennedy Center. For what? How's that going to help you? She's probably in her late 60s now, if not 70. I don't know. Please let me know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Why do you put yourself in that situation? It's ignorance. And Nicki Minaj is the same thing. Who's going to buy her records? I mean, young white kids love, I don't know. But I think intuitively I feel Nicki Minaj is on her way out. So maybe this is a calculation. Okay, by doing this, maybe the people from the young conservatives will buy her records. I doubt it. If you guys heard how they clapped when Vance said, he invited everybody, black, white, and otherwise, it's a big tent. But you can't get in if you're not KKK. So, and in fact, Did you guys see there are two influencers, conservative influencers, who are minorities? The first day they went to get in, they were booted out. They were not let in until they started complaining and talking. Then the second day they let them in. I don't remember their name either. I didn't even try to memorize their names because they look like fools. Oh my God. Let's see. Yes, Fallon says, I read at least 30 people have died in ICE facilities. Yes, I heard about the same thing over the weekend too. But many more disappeared. Yes. Deplorable conditions. Yes. Unbelievable. All this depravity is allowed in America. Well, that's, well, when I got the prediction of a new body, like Congress, is going to create a whole separate group to investigate everything. The death of those people, okay, those who have disappeared and they never heard from again, the connection between here and SICAT, among other places, okay, and totally I feel some people who were in the pipeline who didn't commit any crimes and got deported, but they were fighting for, they were in the process of getting their green card. They didn't, so for some reason, from what I understand, even if you got a parking ticket, somebody stole one of my license plates they put in New York City. In fact, Giuliani not helped me directly, but because of what he did, that's why they didn't make me pay all that money. Somebody stole my license plate. I went to visit my mom in Brooklyn, and then they racked up tickets on it. But the point is, they deported these people even for parking infractions, according to reports. Okay, these people, it feels like to me, they are going to go to the American embassy from wherever country they are, and see if they can get back here. There are gonna be bodies, people to help with that as well, because of the abuse of power that's taking place as we speak. People, their husbands or their wives are Americans, and they deported them. So there's going to be a lot of that, and totally I feel that's coming. So, and also people with American kids, like, I forget his name, the gentleman with three American, they were born here, they are Marines, okay, they beat him up, put him in prison, and they still after to deport him. That gentleman, even if they were to deport him, the next Democrat president is going to bring him back. He's going to file papers, go through the process, but America, what they are doing is not America. And I predicted when they stated what they were going to do, I said Americans are not going to go for this. That was my prediction. And that's what we are watching unfolding. And the longer it lasts, the worse it's going to be for everyone who's responsible for this. And it's not only going to be our government, the international community. They are stepping in already. There is a major organization, something Watch, Human Rights Watch, I believe they call it. Okay, something to do with human rights. Okay, human rights. That's already asking for them to visit our detention centers. America should never be in that situation. This is beneath us, but that's where we are. This is gonna have a life of its own. That's my prediction. Okay, friends, sorry about that. I keep on talking. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me, and those for a donation. Thank you, I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, or feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. It's below the video as well. If you like the channel and you are not a subscriber yet, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. I will see you all, well, some of you later, or all of you tomorrow. Till then, bye.